In this demo, I'm going to create a database with specific owner, specific default table space, remove access from public, and provide access to all users separately. Part of this demo, first I will create these 3 users. Second, I will create 4 table spaces. Third, I will create database. Fourth, I will create schema as well as 4 tables. Fifth step, I am going to create couple of roles and will provide necessary privileges related to these tables. Sixth, I will assign read-write role to user, read-only role to test user. One more important point I would like to mention here. The first table is going to reside in this particular table space. Second table is going to reside in this particular table space. Third table is going to reside in this particular table space. Fourth table is going to reside in this particular table space. Okay. Another important point is all my 4 tables are residing under app3 schema. I'm not going to create any table under public schema. Okay. As I said, schema is a logical partition. You can have multiple schemas in one database, but it is up to you where you want to place your tables. It is not a good idea to create tables under public schema, whereas table space is nothing but physical location where your table and index data files are going to present. Let me go to my DB server. First, I will create necessary directories and I will grant ownership as Postgres. Okay. There are 4 mount points I have allocated here. The first one is for default table space. Second one is for configuration tables. Third one is for master tables. Fourth one is for transaction tables. Okay, I have created. I am providing necessary permissions. Now let me go to my Postgres user. Okay, let me log in. Okay, logged in. Let me create 3 users. Okay, let me create other 2 users. Okay, created. I have given create role for this user. Let me revoke. This is the user I am going to use as owner of my database, so I need to provide couple of roles as well. I'm not going to provide super user role to this particular user, but I will add 2 roles which are important. Now let me create table spaces. Let me create another 3 table spaces. Okay, I have created table spaces. Now I'm going to create a database with owner as app3 owner and the default table spaces app3 underscore default underscore tbs. Database got created. Remember one point here: first step, second step and third step I performed using Postgres user. The rest of the steps like step number 4, 5, 6 I'm going to perform using app3 owner. Okay, let me log out and log in as a app3 user. Okay, I logged into this particular database. Okay, let me show with which user I logged in. App3 owner. Let me see what is my current schema. Right now the schema is public. I'm going to change. Now I'm going to create schema and going to provide necessary grants. Schema created. I'm going to revoke permissions from public done. Give maximum permissions on this particular schema to app3 owner. Grant limited access on schema app3 user. Sorry, typo error. Let me do same for test user. Okay, as of now you can see my current schema is public, that I'm going to change as app3 schema. Let me do same for other 2 users. Okay, so first let me log out and log in so that my current schema will get changed. Log in again. Now my schema got changed to app3 schema. Okay, now let me create my demo tables. Okay, similarly let me create other tables. I have created this table and I defined the table's base class as ct underscore tbs, whereas for my first table I have not given any table space class, but I will show where this table is going to reside. Let me create another 2 tables. So I have created 4 tables. First one, by default it will go to app3 underscore default underscore tbs. I will show that. Let me insert records into all the tables. Let me do for other tables. So I have inserted one record against each table like this. Now I'm going to create 2 new roles and will provide read-write access to one role and read-only access to the other role. Okay, granting read-write access for this specific role. Let me do for other tables. I'm not going to provide any access for master tables. As I said, master tables normally will contain sensitive information. That is the reason why I'm not giving any read-write access to that particular table. So similarly, let me give read-only access to the other role. So I have given read-only access for these particular tables only, not for master table. Okay. Now let me grant these roles to app3 user and app3 test user. With this I have completed all my 6 steps. Now let me demonstrate. Okay, as I said, I have created 5 scripts. You can execute script using /hi and the script name. So I created the database called app3 demo db2. You can see who is the owner of this particular database and the default table space. Okay, let me show my role information now. Initially I have created 3 users. One is app3 owner, app3 user, app3 test. You can see what role I have given here, and this particular users are members of this particular roles. Okay, and I have created couple of roles as well. One is read only role and the other one is read write role. Okay, and you can find object ID for all the roles. Let me show my schema details here. Okay, This is the schema I have created, and the owner of the schema is app3 owner, and object ID for my schema is this one. Now let me show my table space details. I have created 4 table spaces here. This is for configuration tables, and the associated location is this. This is the default table space. Its associated location is this. Similarly, you can find other 2 table spaces and their locations, and these are all the object IDs for the table spaces. For default table space, the location is this one. Okay. Now let me show the table details. Okay. This is my configuration table. The owner of the configuration table is this guy, and the schema where it resides is app3 schema, and the associated table space is this one. Similarly, you can find the details for all the tables which I created. Okay. Now let me show the data file location for this table. Let me go out. Let me go to U03 app3 yep. Just list, go to this location, just list it over here. Okay, here 106521 is your database ID. Again list it over here. You can see the file number 106529, that is your tables OID. Okay. Similarly, you can find data files for other 3 tables. Let me log in with my app3 user. Okay, let me with which user I logged in. Okay, it is app3 user. Next, let me check the default schema which was allocated to this user. Okay, app3 schema. As I have given read-write access to this user, okay, first try to fetch the data from one of the table. App3 default TBL. Good. I have not given read access for my master table, right? So let me see whether I am able to access the table here. No. Excellent. So now let me perform write operation over here. For that I will update this particular table. Okay, update completed. Let me check the record again. Not this one. Yes, you can see the update over here. So that means this user can see the data and perform right operations. Okay, let me create one table. Ideally this should not work. Yes, because this user doesn't have create table privilege. Okay, so let me disconnect and connect as test user. Okay, let me check with which I connected. Okay, super. Check the current schema, app3 schema. As I have given read-only role to this user, let me check whether I am able to fetch the data from app3 default table. Yes, you can see, right? Okay, now let me see whether I am able to access data from master table. No, right? I have not given any privilege on this table. Okay, let me perform update operation. This guy doesn't have right privilege, right? So ideally it should not allow. Good. Let me create table. Yes, it's correct. So I have just given read-only privilege to this user. Okay, so it won't allow to create any table. With this I have completed my demos. Let me share the scripts.